Online so direct, so cutting, it turns into a national moment? This wasn't an outrage, it was clarity. And it left Trump scrambling to control the narrative. So what exactly—
It was just another day in politics until it wasn't. On a global stage broadcast live across networks, a moment unfolded that would shake the Trump camp to its very core. A Canadian member of parliament, not typically known for stirring international drama, dropped a single devastating line that sent shockwaves from Ottawa to Maryland. And as the cameras kept rolling, Donald Trump's reaction was anything but composed. The story begins earlier that week, when Trump had made headlines for his usual brand of provocative remarks, this time targeting America's allies, including Canada. At a press conference, he questioned the country's immigration policies and mocked what he called Canada's weak stance on border control. He even threw in a jab at Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, calling him a lightweight, like maple syrup with no sugar. The remarks did not sit well with Canadian officials, but no one expected the response would come from backbencher MP Lisa Braithwaite, a relatively low-profile member of parliament from British Columbia. Known for her calm demeanor and measured tone, Lisa had a reputation for being diplomatic. Not dramatic, but during a joint parliamentary panel aired live and globally streamed, Lisa's tone shifted. "Mr. Trump," she began, "if you believe bullying allies will make America great again, then you've forgotten what truly
wasn't buying it, and neither were the millions watching. If you think Charlie Angus has a point, hit that subscribe button, because sometimes all it takes to expose a lie is to say it out loud."
The American people that they were here to, quote, kick some ass. So whose ass are you going to kick? Homeland Security Director Kristi Noem held a forum in Michigan on the so-called threat of the northern border. The northern border, that's us, Canada. She presented this lurid presentation of rape and murder and El Salvadorian gangs coming over the Canadian border to terrorize the American people.
Well, Charlie Angus just asked the one question no one at that forum could answer. If you're here to kick some ass, who's
made it great in the first place? Humility, collaboration, and truth. And if you really want to talk about immigration, she paused, maybe start by asking your wife how she got her visa. Boom. The chamber went silent, then erupted. Gasps, laughter, disbelief. The moderator froze. The American delegation sitting nearby blinked in stunned silence. And the internet. Oh, it exploded. Within minutes, clips of Lisa's statement were circulating across TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. The phrase "ask your wife" began trending globally. Memes popped up in real time. One showed Melania and Trump holding a visa, labeled top secret. Another had Trump trying to build a wall between himself and Canada. Inside Mar-a-Lago. According to insiders, Trump was mid-round of golf. When he was told about the clip, he reportedly threw his club into the water hazard and demanded someone get Fox News on the phone immediately. The meltdown began. Trump took to Truth Social within the hour. Disgraceful. A nobody from Canada is trying to attack my wonderful legal wife. Canada should stick to syrup and mousse. But it didn't stop there. Trump's allies rushed to defend him. Laura Ingraham called it an international feminist ambush. Sean Hannity accused Canada of plotting to humiliate American leadership. Meanwhile, Canadian media had a field day. Lisa Braithwaite became an overnight national hero. Her inbox flooded with marriage proposals, endorsement offers, and fan art. She responded with a single tweet: "Respect goes both ways." Political analysts spend the next several days dissecting the moment. Was it premeditated? Did Brit intend to strike such a personal nerve? According to her staff, the comment was off the cuff, but deeply felt. "Enough is enough," she reportedly said after the broadcast. Canada won't be used as a political punching bag. By the weekend, U.S. late-night shows had seized the story. Stephen Colbert played the clip 3 times in one segment, dubbing Braithwaite the Prime Minister of mic drops. Jimmy Kimmel said, "We finally found the one person Trump can't interrupt, a Canadian woman with the truth." But as the jokes flew, something more serious brewed beneath the surface. For many, the moment symbolized more than just a diplomatic spat. It represented a turning tide, an ally pushing back, a woman refusing to stay silent, a moment where speaking.
The likes of Patel and Noem are not there to present facts or to meet with Canadian officials about securing the border for both sides.
When you thought it couldn't get more uncomfortable, Charlie Angus turned to the money. What he said next didn't just sting. It hit where it always hurts. Stay with us. This is the part that made Trump's camp squirm.
And this is all happening when Donald Trump threatens us. They're either going to pay billions in new tariffs or what? Give up our sovereignty, give up our nation? Well, that's not going to happen. So let's talk about the state of the Canadian boycott right now. We see that wine sales from the United States
The truth wasn't just brave, it was necessary. The Trump campaign scrambled to pivot. Melania, who had been silent during the chaos, was seen arriving at a public library event in New York with a forced smile and her signature oversized sunglasses. When asked about the comment, she replied only, "We focus on what is important, not on noise." But the noise didn't die. Instead, it grew louder. Even Trump's former allies weighed in. John Bolton, his one-time national security advisor, said in an interview, "That line exposed the hypocrisy we've all danced around." She said what needed to be said. Democrats seized the moment to highlight Trump's pattern of deflecting and projecting. They replayed clips from previous interviews and unearthed a 2018 report suggesting Melania's immigration process received preferential treatment, a claim the Trump team has repeatedly denied. Still, the damage was done. By the following week, polls showed a slight dip in Trump's approval rating among suburban women, a key demographic. Conservative outlets tried to spin the narrative, calling it a Canadian interference story, but it didn't land. The moment had already passed into pop culture. A t-shirt company launched a line, reading, "Ask your wife," that sold out within hours. SNL did a skit where Lisa Braithwaite walked into the Oval Office and Trump dove under his desk. The message had hit home. Meanwhile, Braithwaite remained composed. She gave a brief interview with CBC saying, "I didn't plan to be controversial, but I also won't apologize for holding leaders accountable, whether they're Canadian, American, or anywhere else." In the weeks that followed, Trump's team tried to course correct. They had Melania give a rare interview, in which she tried to reframe her immigration story as the American dream. But the shadow of Braithwaite's words still loomed, because in a world of political spin and bluster, sometimes one line can cut through it all. One moment of truth. One person who dares to say what others won't. And that's exactly what happened on that live broadcast. As Trump paced in rage and the world watched, a Canadian MP reminded us that no one, not even a former president, is above accountability. Not when the truth is on the mic. Not when the whole world is listening.
Someone's not thinking this one through. But Angus wasn't done, because nothing stings more than fake friendship.
Senator Kevin Cramer of North Dakota, who said to Canadians, "Give us another chance." Really, Senator? I haven't heard you say anything to people like Kristi Noem or Kash Patel. When are you going to start speaking out to them? Or Senator Tim Kaine, who came to Ottawa and said, "Canada, we love you." Well, if you loved us, you'd make sure that our citizens didn't have to worry that their phones were going to be